Hey, what's up? This is John Robinson, Editor-in-Chief, IGN Sports.
And this is John Miller, Associate Editor of IGN Xbox and Xbox 360.
And I know it's Miller time, but I gotta let you know, Miller, I'm a little goosed up for this review. You know, I'm learning from my boy Maurice Claret. Are you goosed?
I'm goosed.
All right, let's get into it. Madden NFL 07. Happy Madden holiday.
Hey, what'd you think about the next gen? That's something we've all been waiting for, next gen Madden 07.
I was really pleasantly surprised. The game got better and better every version that we got, from preview to review to box copy. I was a little nervous about it at first, but I think they pulled it all together, and it was a surprisingly good game. Last year, the more I played Madden 06, the less I liked it. The more I play Madden 07, the more I like it. Let's start with Superstar mode. I think it's something that really revolutionizes the game. You pick a player, you create them from DNA up, so if you don't like your parents, just kick them to the curb, get some new ones. From there, you create the look of your guy. Then you go out, you pick a position. I did wide receiver. I like linebacker a lot, safety. You could play any position except kicker and punter in next gen. You just play that position. You're not the coach, so you don't call the plays. You're not the quarterback, so you don't throw the ball, unless, of course, you're the quarterback.
I really like Superstar. When you're taking your great plays that you make influence your team, and as you start out from a rookie and you build influence by being a solid player, you end up taking over that team, eventually moving from like an Alex Smith to a Dan Marino, a guy that had complete control of that team. And eventually you can even give kind of a boost in ratings to your teammates by charging them up, kind of Ray Lewis on defense, by being such in control of that team that those guys can get hyped up just from how well you were doing.
Oh yeah, I like that feature a lot, because you can kind of play it two ways. Say you have 6 influence points to spend, you can spend them all on yourself, or yeah, like you said, you can influence your team and you can help out your quarterback, increase his arm strength, help out the other receivers so they run their routes better. And it's nothing like you've ever played in Madden. It's almost like if you took first-person football from the NFL 2K series but did it right.
I thought the current gen version of Superstar was a little bit more fleshed out than next gen. You had that kind of a living room you could hang out in with your calendar. Instead of just all you had was a calendar in next gen, you had almost like a crib in the current gen you can hang out in. In next gen, you can only do the bench press, the 40-yard dash, and your player-specific, position-specific drill.
Oh, yeah, that's true, but I like the way that next gen didn't just take the current gen drills and give them to you with, you know, a little better graphics. Like, they're completely new drills, and you know, it looks next gen about it. Like when you go out to the combine, I don't know, I got pretty pumped up. I wanted to run the 40, and I wanted to do the bench press as good as the scouts were out there, man. You had to live it up for them. Yeah, I think the other really exciting new feature is Run to Daylight, where it's finally cool to be Fred Beasley. It's you know, Max Strong is going to be selling out his jerseys because of this game. You know, forget Sean Alexander. He's on the cover, but he's not the star. You know, it's all about, before the ball is snapped, you can switch to a fullback, tackle, guard, receiver, tight end, whoever you want to be, and you're actually the lead blocker for the play. So if it's a sweep right, pick the fullback, pop open a hole, and it's actually up to you whether you want to keep blocking people and knocking cornerbacks and safeties on their ass, try to hit as many as you can, or you can switch back to the halfback after your initial block and try to work your way down the field, high step down the sidelines. I've been playing it a lot online, and I have to say, man, this mode works great. You know, I think usually people online are all about passing the ball, and I think this mode has really changed the game. As you know, I've been playing as the Redskins, and Clinton Portis just tearing people up.
Yeah, third and short and goal line situations. I've been loving calling running plays, and sometimes you know, when you're playing with your buddies, that's just not something you do anymore in Madden. And it's good to see the running game. The emphasis is put back on, you know, 50% of the plays called in the NFL, just give or take, are running plays. And I'm glad EA stepped in and went that direction, because I love hitting that, called that halfback dive play, grabbing my fullback and just busting through the hole and creating some room. Every now and then on current gen, I've noticed sometimes your running back may not follow you in the hole that you hope you would. But you know what? That happens in the NFL too.
One thing I would like to say about the Hall of Fame mode is I'm kind of disappointed about the Hall of Fame players picked. I mean, you got over 140 guys, but to be honest, I only want to play with about 12 of them. You know, I mean, you have Tony Dorsett and Barry Sanders and Earl Campbell, but where's Joe Montana? Where's Joe Namath, Dan Marino, John Elway, Lawrence Taylor? There's so many guys. There's almost, I could make a bigger list of guys missing than guys that they included in the game.
I really wish they included classic teams, and I don't know why or where those have gone, because my 84 Dolphins against my friends playing 84 Niners, that's a classic matchup. And I love playing with Dan Marino. I love hitting the 85 Bears and high-stepping with Walter Payton and not having those options. Still kind of a heartbreaker. And now this year that you have to actually go online and pay for some alternate, the third jersey, another disappointing feature, things that should be included in the game that aren't, or you have to pay extra.
Yeah, and in Next Gen, there's a problem with fatigue. The players do get tired, and they start fumbling the ball a lot more if you keep giving the ball to Clinton Portis or Tiki Barber. Even with Tiki's ugly running style, he's going to drop the ball if you keep giving it to him, 5 times in a row. But the icons that show fatigue show that everybody is, fully healthy at all times. So it's impossible to tell, what's the breaking point. Is this next play, is he going to fumble? This is coming from the producers at EA that there is going to be a patch. So, look for that online because it's a fix that people need.
John, where do you think this Madden stacks up compared to old current gen Maddens and all the way through the history of the franchise?
Well, I think definitely on Xbox 360, this is, head and shoulders above anything we've seen football-wise. I think NCAA football looked great initially, but when we got the finished version, it didn't live up to expectations. I think Madden 360 last year was terrible. I think when you look at the history of Madden, it took, a good 3 years for the game to start being successful on PS2. The first couple of years on that system were disappointing. I think 360 is finally getting there. It's definitely a lot of fun, and I think football fans are going to be playing it, and they definitely get their money's worth, especially with Superstar mode.
Yeah, I thought this was a good base. I think if you throw Madden 06 on the 360 out the window as being a launch title, that this is really the first year of Madden on the 360 that we can appreciate. On the current gen side, it's good to see that they're not resting on their laurels. It's not as dramatic improvement as we've seen in the past from version to version, but it's still a good, solid football game. And pretty soon we'll be saying goodbye to Xbox and PS2 and GameCube Madden. But for 360, it seems like we've finally got a good foundation, and all indications are toward a good future with 08.
Oh, definitely. I think things they need to work on. They're still running at 30 frames per second. Next year I definitely want to see it at 60. Want to see owner mode return, hit it next gen style. But like you said, this is a great base, and I think people won't be disappointed. I know a lot of gamers were disappointed by Madden 06. I think this is a year where it really comes back. This is the Madden people know and love. This is the Madden where you're going to talk trash. You're going to throw that deep ball. You're going to be dancing along with T.O. in the end zone. And you're going to be playing this game long after Ricky Williams gets back in the league.